Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with yours truly. Today we're tackling digital privacy, and you guys know I love a good source deep dive. And this one, well, it's a bit meta. We've got a set of, get this, instructions for a podcast called Deep Dive, along with Netflix's privacy statement, so we're going full meta. Analyzing instructions on, well, how to analyze things, so let's jump right in, because in this digital age, I think it's important to know, like really know, what we're signing up for when we use, well, anything online these days.
Okay, so these deep dive instructions, they keep saying, read the small print, even telling us to shout out the small print podcast, which, I mean...
Sounds like they're on to us.
Right. Okay, but in all seriousness, why do you think that phrase, read the small print, keeps popping up? Well, there's a reason that phrase is so common. Most people, they just click agree. Right. But it's about realizing that all that data, all the ways companies can use it, it's often hidden in plain sight.
You mean in those super long agreements we never actually read?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about becoming more aware of the subtle ways companies collect and use our data, the stuff most people never even look at, which is, well, it's kind of the whole point of this deep dive, isn't it?
It totally is. And speaking of things most people don't read, Netflix's privacy statement.
Yes.
This thing is a beast.
Yeah.
April 17th, 2024.
They don't exactly go for the short version.
It's like War and Peace.
But it's interesting what they choose to emphasize, right?
Absolutely, like how much data they're actually collecting.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they track like what we watch, but they're also recording pauses, rewinds. It's like every single click, every interaction, like they're watching me watch TV.
It's all about algorithms.
Okay.
So they're taking all these tiny little data points, building these incredibly detailed profiles of our viewing habits, all for those personalized recommendations.
Yeah, which can be cool.
Yeah.
Like finding new stuff I'd never heard of.
Right.
But then there's this other side.
Well, that's just it.
You know what I'm talking about.
Where it gets interesting, right? Like, how much can this level of personalization really shape our preferences over time? Even lead to those filter bubbles where we only see content that, well, agrees with us.
Oh, totally. I was just talking to a friend the other day who was saying how they're kind of sick of seeing the same types of shows recommended and...
Right, feeling stifled.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing.
Like, are we really in control if it's all just feeding us the same stuff?
Right. Are we really in control of our choices, or are we just being steered, you know?
Yeah, it makes you think.
And it's not just what we're watching either. They're also collecting all this device and network information, IP addresses, device IDs, like a digital fingerprint. It's...
Wow, so they're basically piecing together our digital DNA is what you're saying.
Pretty much.
And all of this.
Right. It's
to recommend me the same rom-com over and over again.
Well, they use it for that, but it's more than that.
Okay, go on.
They talk about sharing data with partners and service providers.
Okay, now that sounds a little shady.
A little bit.
Who are these partners?
That's the thing. They don't really get into specifics about who these partners are or what data they have access to. But
which, if you think about it, makes it even more unsettling.
It does.
Like if you're on public Wi-Fi, like at a coffee shop or in the airport, and you're catching up on your favorite show.
Right, and someone or something can see everything you're doing.
Exactly.
And tie that to you, to your device, to your location. It's all up for grabs.
I never thought about it that way.
It is a bit unnerving when you really think about it.
It really is. It's like we're craving convenience, personalization, but we're giving up our privacy in return.
That's the digital age, isn't it?
So, okay, they're collecting all this data. Some of it's probably fine. Some of it's a little fuzzy. But what can we actually do about it?
Yeah,
you know?
That is the question, isn't it?
It can feel like we're kind of powerless when it comes to, you know, big tech and our data.
Yeah, it can feel that way.
Yeah, but knowledge is power, right?
I love that you said that because it's true.
So what can we do?
A little awareness can go a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying you need to read every single privacy policy out there, though. More power to you if ICA can do it.
Yeah, some of those things are pretty dense.
Yeah, but even a quick skim can be, you know, eye-opening.
Okay, so what should we be looking for?
Look for what data they're collecting, how they're using it, are they sharing it?
With third parties, all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But here's the thing. It's not all doom and gloom.
No.
We actually have, believe it or not, more control than we think. A lot of platforms, Netflix included, they let you customize your privacy settings.
Really? Like what?
You can limit ad personalization, manage your communication preferences, even download the data they've collected on you.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. So we can actually do stuff. But what about, like, the law? Can that help?
Absolutely. Legislation plays a huge role. Take GDPR, for example.
GDPR?
General Data Protection Regulations. It's an EU law. Gives people more control over their data.
What does that mean for those of us not in the EU, though?
A lot of companies have adopted similar principles. globally.
Okay.
And it's inspired similar laws in other places, too. It's kind of a ripple effect.
I like that.
Yeah.
So it's not just us against the big tech companies. There are actual laws in place.
Exactly. And as people become more aware,
Right.
I think we're going to see even stronger legislation.
Okay, so awareness, taking action ourselves, and legislation.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, so it all comes back to that read the small print thing.
It does.
It's a reminder, right, to pay attention, and that we do have power in this whole digital world.
Exactly. Every click we make, it's a choice.
It leaves a mark.
It does.
So be aware, stay informed, and until next time, keep exploring the digital world and remember, read the small print.